welcome to What We Thought Would Happen.
Good morning.
Yay.
How are you?
We are so fortunate to have the lovely and talented Fielding Edlow with us.
Yay.
I met Fielding at her show, which was amazing, at Eat, Pray, Fuck, and at the Improv.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I said, geez, she is hilarious. I want to be her friend. I mean, just like I took Daniel too.
See, every person she wants to be friends with, she collects in this room up in her attic, and then she locks the door. No, I've been here since. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sleeping here tonight.
But welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You brought
guys.
snacks.
Of course I did.
So sweet. But we're here celebrate. You're headed to Edinburgh, yeah?
Going to Edinburgh with a show, solo show called Gaslighting is My Love Language.
Yes.
And I think that's the best thing about it, is the title.
Yeah.
No,
and
it is.
hopefully these leopard pants. But yeah, that's
Fielding.
what's happening.
I saw some of your show, and it was great. I think it's going to be a
I was
huge
just trying
hit.
not
It was
to
really
collapse
funny.
with my weird knee
great.
strain and slathering CBD oil. But yeah, I appreciate it.
Laura, you're kind of like a wannabe UKer, right?
I am. I don't want to be in America.
Yeah.
What is there to
No.
like
You
about
want to end
it?
up either like in Ireland or Scotland or
She texted me saying, I just want to be on a bicycle in Amsterdam with like a ferret and like a Danish. Like, you need to be in Amsterdam.
I know I have been. And a good friend of mine, Nicole Gostoli, lives there, and I've been there on and off about 5 times, and I feel like maybe I'll end up there. I don't know where. But
I want to get you a PBS show where it's like Laura's Ireland.
I would love
Totally.
that.
Like, so you just go to like every dive bar. You're like a walking cigar by the end of it.
I just want to announce a few
I think
things.
that should be a soft pitch right now.
I just
like,
exactly.
Whoever's
Yeah.
listening, like, we have it. Like, let's just go with
Next
this.
time on Laura's Ireland.
I'll be a grip. I don't care.
I'd like to learn how to speak English and then go over there. Gosh, like Alan Cumming.
I love
to. Yeah.
So wait, I said smoking cigars. You smoke cigars?
I did smoke. Well, okay, so I with my friend Troy, and there's a cigar bar near the Improv. Have you guys seen this like very like what's it, Norman Mailery? Like, and there's a secret room in the back with cigars.
Really?
So I, being like a sober long time, I was like being such a loser. I'm like, am I gonna get a little buzz from this?
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah, cigar buzz is hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't smoke cigars?
No, my dad, I saw him probably like 8 times in my life, and he had a cigar usually.
Yeah.
He was either eating chocolate or smoking a cigar, and so I just,
So
associate,
it's sort of like a Pavlovian thing, or if someone's smoking
Yeah, I
cigars,
just,
it feels strange.
associate that with a cold Jew, so I can't, who's married, by the way, and cheating on his wife. So I have that's what the cigars are to me. Well, because my mom was his mistress,
Absolutely,
right,
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to say absolutely, but yes, you
it's great.
told the
It's
story
great. Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I mean, there's sort of an obnoxious scent on some level. I mean, I like doing something new. Like, I'm all about the new right now.
Yeah, sure.
I just love indoor smoking, but you're not supposed to.
true. That's
You're not
funny.
supposed to inhale cigars, and I always do. Accidentally.
I
like
was
the
told.
first
I mean,
one.
I was like beseeched aggressively to be like, "Do not inhale this
Yeah, it'll
Fielding."
destroy
And so
you.
I was. So I don't even know if I took a little puff, but like
Do you get to pick who you smoke with, or they just put you in with everybody
they
else?
put you in whatever. It's like a rotate.
really?
It's like a dating
Little
service.
lounge.
Like, it is.
Ooh.
It's well, it
Speed
should
smoking.
be. Yeah. I mean, that's another soft pitch, guys. This is that kind of episode.
But if you're going to Edinburgh, like it's a smoky place, right? Like,
Yeah, I love cigarette smoke. Like I love, like I'm excited to date a smoker and a drinker.
yeah.
Oh, you're so.
It's a
I
wild
can't wait.
ride.
Yeah.
I would be okay to do an IV with other people. I don't know, but not
if
smoke.
you guys heard,
Share
like
an
I went
IV
to
bag.
Colorado,
No, not
my
share.
friend was like, I had too much to drink. I just have to do a quick IV and then I'll meet you.
Wow,
Oh, that's insane. Yeah.
But and
it's
it
a
was just in
thing.
the Times. Like it's
Yeah.
a whole movement of
Yeah.
like getting the infusion.
Well,
Oh,
it's
I
like to
like
stay
that.
hydrated so you
Right.
can, like, I don't know, still drink it and not destroy your life.
Right.
I always loved the destruction. That's why I was drinking,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, why are you trying to,
yeah.
counteract?
Yeah, that kind of ruins the
Like-
whole point of it. Like I'm almost at the point of overdosing, but wait, let me save myself.
I
Call
need to
more
get my
seconds.
stomach pumped
Yeah.
because I'm going to Aspen at the little.
It's a weird form of, a strange form of edging that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Drink till
the
then.
new edging.
So wait, have you been, like, dating's crazy. We live in Los Angeles. Like,
I
that's a
know.
nightmare.
Yeah, I actually just took myself off Hinge, and I'm like, I
Oh,
don't like
really?
the cesspool, but I think it's my profile was just so like weird and like contrarian.
But they said Hinge specifically is set up for that. Like the prompts that they ask you, and you can do like a little voice recording.
Oh yeah,
Like basically a soft pitch for yourself where you're like, I'm an asshole and I
Right.
eat late at night.
I pronounce my name Maltin.
Yeah,
like you
that's
have that, and
bullshit.
you're like, go fuck yourself.
There should be a high maintenance thing. Just call it high maintenance.
It is fun to date someone who is like a drinker because they inevitably do want to like pig out at the end of the.
Well, I just want something like what I want what I haven't had, you know. Just, like for me, I feel like my next like someone's got to check out. You know what I mean? Because that was the problem in my marriage. We were just like way amped and like there, even though not. I mean, he was always on Instagram, but
he was still in the room.
Yeah,
I feel like too, if you know, for me anyway, each drink lowers the bar. So by the end of a date, you know, it's at my ankles pretty much. Like I don't, you know, all we have in common is that we drink, but that's okay.
Right. Or just, yeah.
So sorry, I'm chewing.
No, I'm glad it's
it up. Yeah.
I was so rude.
Like
I started eating in the middle of Laura's story.
No,
you're enjoying it so much. It's like,
I think we're already on the other side of our friendship. We're already like kind of breaking up.
It's like leaving the door open. I'm like eating.
That is so. Like, when does that happen? Right? Like, when at the point are you so comfortable with someone that you're going to walk in while they're in the bathroom? I think that's insanity, right?
Insanity. I mean, we did we said the worst things to each other, like, but we never did that.
Oh,
like I think we like held. You have to hold out for something.
Hurt my feelings, but leave me. Like, don't walk in while I'm taking a shit. I feel like there's. You know what I mean?
I didn't want to take a shower with him. I'm like, he looks like if Frasier drove an Uber. I don't need him lifting me in the shower.
Wait, did you ever work with Kelsey Grammer?
No.
You didn't? You were never like up for a Frasier part?
No. I was one of the temps on Murphy Brown.
Shut up!
Are you serious?
Have we talked about that?
No.
You were one of
that episode.
You were one of the secretaries. Because they usually they were there at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I think, like, I feel like I might hold a record for being in the most things for the shortest amount of time.
That's a good record.
That's amazing.
So, I can
hilarious.
call it a cameo, but really it's because I suck.
Yeah, you're like, what's her name? Pat Carroll? Is that her name? Diane Carroll.
Oh.
Diane Carroll.
Yeah. Oh my God, I want to look that up. What was that like?
It was fun, and I think his name was Charles. The guy who passed away recently was the nicest.
The Murray, the guy who played Murray.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking
Gotta
about
love
him.
the name Murray. That's my cat's name.
Or is that? Or am I
a good cat's
merging
name,
it with
right?
Mary Tyler Moore?
Oh, interesting.
What was that guy's name?
I wouldn't
See, this
know.
is why we need
I was
Garrett
just
in the
gonna say
room.
where we need a little intern for
I love Murphy Brown and Designing Women were like the two shows I watched with my mom exclusively.
Yeah.
And like still had to come out to her. Like, are you kidding?
hilarious.
Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
I think that was it was like Murphy Brown and then Northern Exposure.
Oh,
which made me
right.
feel like such an adult watching that.
That's an adult. I just remember loving the like pre-AIDS Love Boat like slut fest, and then she's
totally.
like, I had to go to bed halfway through, and I'm like, that's the best shit happens.
You're like, does the ship dock?
I know exactly. Is Gopher gonna like jerk off at
They're
the
just
hull?
listing out in the ocean. What the fuck?
Yeah, but you had good taste. I was just like,
well, I was like the one. It was kind of that was the thing. If I watched Northern Exposure, I could stay up later. And Janine Turner was that bitch's name? Right. She was from the shitty suburb that I'm from.
Oh, what was that?
Fucking Bedford, Texas. And so my friend's parents got divorced, and then the mom had to move to an apartment complex, which was just underneath Janine Turner. So basically, they had gone from like a happy family to like Hollywood. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then my fucking gay 5th grade teacher, who swore up and down, you know what I mean? He played it straight the whole time. He was like one of those fags that would be like, well, I went to school with Janine Turner. It's like, I don't know. It didn't really have the street cred he thought it would with 10-year-olds.
Right.
Jeez, when I think of all the men that I thought might like women, first of all, or that I had crushes on, it was crazy.
Right?
Like Elton John might come around to me at some point, and Freddie Mercury, no.
Liberace.
No, I wasn't that bad. I knew something was. Geez,
That's
you know
hilarious.
what? That is one thing I have to say, Fielding. I knew something was up with him. And I even remember an interview where an interviewer asked him, "So, what type of woman are you looking for?" And he said, "Well, someone nice." With a penis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like a little package. Yeah.
So wait, you're going off for 3 weeks to Edinburgh, right?
I'm not doing the full run.
Okay.
And I was scared to death. So when I was like filling out the little questionnaire, I'm like, so just so we're clear, like I do observe the Sabbath. So I'll have to do and just
loophole.
lying.
We
like
love a
as if I'm
loophole.
Orthodox, you know.
Oh, that's great.
But I'm doing 10 nights, which I don't know. Have you guys
amazing.
done that?
I've never done
thing?
anything 10 nights in a row
10
ever.
nights. I'm kind of terrified.
No.
Not terrified, but just like gotta get it together.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like, do
that'll
some
be
push-ups,
incredible.
It's
you
a
know?
headspace, yeah.
It's a headspace.
Totally.
Yeah,
I think I tried to get into Edinburgh. Is it Edinburgh or Edinburgh?
I don't know.
So I've heard. So my acupuncturist just corrected me because we're in LA,
Ouch,
and she's
yeah.
like Edinburgh,
Oh, is it
And I was
really?
like, you twat licker. I'm like, you just put a needle in me and
Yeah.
tell me. But Edinburgh,
Really? Okay.
I think. I'm surprised. I feel like you've headlined there.
No, I think I tried to get in, and I think maybe my agent sent a tape, and I got rejected, and then I kind of didn't try again after that. I just thought, okay.
In situations like that where you don't know how to say the name, you just have to say it like Oprah. It's like introducing a guest. So you say Edinburgh, like that. And then,
That's what I do when I don't know if I know someone's name.
on a show.
Or anywhere. I'm just like, or I'll be like, buddy. Or
Oh no!
Yeah.
See, people can see through me when I do that.
I
Like
know.
it's bad. And
It's
then-
kind of old.
But
now.
I feel like a schmoo because I repeat people's names a lot, but I do it so I can remember, like even in the
See,
moment.
I always think it's an act of aggression when someone says their name to you in a conversation. Like, Laura.
Unless it's
Like-
Laura saying it. Because
Well,
I
I
get
don't
like
know.
a I get like a shiver of just pleasure when you say
Well,
my
Laura
name.
has
that's
nicknames. That's
I
the
do.
thing.
I call
does.
everybody has a baby name.
But it's like,
Yeah.
Fielding.
Dang you.
It sounds like you're being sidelined, right? Like
Right?
a teacher called you out of everybody to be like, Fielding, like that.
Because it's a gerund and people have to really like say. I mean, I kind of feel bad for my next boyfriend.
You
Like
said
who wants
ger-
to say Fielding in bed? You know,
What? Do you have nicknames?
Feefers or FIFA.
Oh, I like a Fee.
Or FIFA.
My
I
friend-
feel-
Cute.
yeah.
So we were, okay.
Your name is already a rom-com title. I hate titles that are like gerunds, like Finding This.
So we were reading a story about these people who were robbing men in Vegas, right? These women, and it's a known story, but they let them buy them drinks or whatever. They drug them in, or they get them so wasted that they go back to the hotel room, and then they either pass out or they poison them or whatever, and then they rob them, right? And there's security cameras all over Vegas, so what they were doing was taking like the Rolex and inserting it into their vaginas, right? Yes.
Oh my god.
And that's how they busted the woman, was that they literally found a Rolex inside of her. And so this is the article we're reading in the newspaper, and the lady's name was Rachel Kennard.
Wow.
And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Kennard
Kennard?
is the criminal's last
Right.
name. Like,
I don't know
Which
what
means
role.
duck in French,
what-
perhaps.
no, Kennard means it's like
Or
a
no, maybe
ruse.
I'm-
It's like
Oh.
Kennard is like
Excuse
it's
me,
a
I
scam.
stand corrected.
It literally means
like a subterfuge.
yeah, like you're scamming someone with a Kennard.
Now I don't know what Rolodex means.
No,
anymore.
Rolex. Like the
Oh, a
watch.
Rolex. Jesus Christ. I thought you said you put a Rolodex in her vagina.
That would be a big canal.
This
With a
wasn't
ro-
from the 1980s.
I know. Well,
She
I
put a
don't
fax
know.
machine up her pussy.
She robbed a secretary.
I mean, if she could do that, why does she have to scam
I know,
anybody?
I'm like, go to Ringling Brothers and
like entertain people with
yeah,
that.
exactly.
But then my friend
God.
Chrissy and I were thinking of like
oh, just a second. I found your name.
obvious criminal names, right? Like
yeah,
Rachel
yeah.
Kennard. I was like, what cop didn't see that coming? So then
Right.
I was Gary Grifter.
No, nice.
And then she decided that her
That's a
name
great
was,
name.
she goes, I'm Fifi Thiefy.
Oh.
I was like, yes.
All right, I might take
You
that.
have to think of your criminal
Yeah.
name, but it has to
Okay.
be obvious. But Gary Grifter is my favorite. I'm Gary Grifter.
I'm Laura Lifter. I'll
See?
lift anything in this room.
Oh my God, can we rob together?
Again, another soft pitch.
Like
this is
a-
a digital series
Yes.
that's going to take over
Like
this
a Bonnie
town.
and Clyde, but we're,
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely.
The lift and the grift. Rare is it that people choose stand up. They kind of accidentally fall into it, or it becomes
It's funny.
something later, right?
Yeah, I was interning at the Roundabout Theater, and I was just making a joke how I blew the guy at New World getting coffee, and she's like, "You should do stand up," and I was like, "Oh, well, when a Broadway casting director's look into it," but I did it, and I was not ready, and that was in my
Yeah.
20s. So then I came back to it at Williamstown, and Lewis Black, I took a course with him.
Aw.
I had what was the scariest set was doing my set to him with him just looking at me like this.
Insane.
I did stand up with Lewis
Did you?
in Alaska, and
Oh
it
my
was
God.
so hilarious. And he won't. I don't think he would mind. I think he's probably sober now, so I don't think it's okay to tell one of these stories. We were in Alaska, and he was headlining, and I was featuring. I was middling, I guess they call it. And first of all, when we flew in, we saw two people walk right into a building in the afternoon and then fall over.
Anchorage. Were you in Anchorage?
Yes.
That place is nuts. Yes. Keep
Are
going.
you serious?
People
Yes.
are walking
So it was
crooked.
like the
Yes.
adult gymnastics class we took?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're so cute. She's Fielding, by the way, is the goddamn. This isn't fair. She is a true athlete. She's an acrobat. We took a gymnastics
No.
class together, and all they did was lean me against a wall. I could not fucking
And
do
I'm
anything.
watching Laura, and she's like, just do your kip again. Go do your kip. And I'm like, Laura, we're in this together.
When was this?
She can do backflips and front flips.
Laura,
and
I
You
did a
can.
backwards roll. And
Sounds
she's making me
complicated.
sound
I
like
look over. I look over and Fielding is walking on her hands.
I mean, fine, yes, I can still do that, but I'm not like Mary Lou Retton.
crawling from the fucking ceiling.
I mean, I can still do some
I'm
shit.
falling over. I just keep falling down, and then this woman like stacks some mats and leans me against the mats because I can't fucking do anything.
See, here's the difference in what you just said. The Fielding said, I can still do some shit, which proves at some point she did do some shit. Like
Guys, that's all I had in my
But
childhood.
I'm starting
That's
at sea
all I
level,
had.
right? I'm ground zero. I don't have any, like, I'm starting in my 40s.
But Dan, this was the very place that I was talking about. It's like a gym where we could climb a rope, and Fielding and I went there. It's called the Gymnastics Club, right?
It's where my
With a
kid did Club with a K. Yeah, Club with a K. And by the way, there was someone got there early, set up a video camera of him doing a roundup back handspring back time. And I was like, you fucking show pony, calm it down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is this the indoor rock climbing thing in like Hollywood?
This is in Atwater.
Okay, no.
Where it's like for kids.
No.
But like on Sundays, they're like, come on down and try not to get,
My boyfriend-
concussion.
Really well trained, I would say.
I thought you were very elegant and had some
you
dance
have-
moves.
you
You
pose.
did.
You seem like a
You're
dancer.
a swan.
Come
Did you do
on.
dance?
You're very
No,
lithe.
you
I did. I took tap classes with a group of elderly women who were like, I guess, 70 and up, and they toured, and they were amazing. And she goes, well, you can start out in this class. And anyway, and I thought, oh, this is so, inspirational. Anyway, all of the women, I was so slow after 3 classes, they all like conspired against me and got me kicked out of the fucking class.
Who are
Yes.
these old bean
Oh my
ladies?
God.
I
The
know.
fuck are they?
Well, they were like, look, how long do we have on Earth to wait for this like slow jackass to get
That's like
anything?
a bad UCB improv practice
I know.
group where someone's like,
I know.
Fucking
Fuck them.
left you in the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and I
not
thought that
okay.
was so funny because I started bringing cookies and that stuff, and like, and they were just, I didn't even realize I was being, frozen out. I didn't even know.
They were
You're like
icing
my
you out.
grandma. Oh, okay.
What were y'all tap dancing to?
good question.
They
Like,
were-
what's the song,
question.
right?
First of all,
Yeah.
they were fast, and there was I don't know, they had a piano player there. I don't even know what the music was. I can't remember.
old
piano
timey.
player.
I know,
That's so
old
Borscht
fashioned.
Belt.
Yeah, it
old
really
school.
was.
Like, let's do a little Joplin.
And one.
Yeah.
And pick it up.
No.
And I'm still like, shuffle ball changing or whatever.
Shuffle ball chain?
Yeah, in the back.
Boyfriend took us. We were supposed to have like sunset and like coffee at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which sounded lovely.
Yeah.
But they were closed. I think they were filming, so the gates were closed. So like right across the street is this fucking indoor rock climbing. He's like, what about that? And this is a few months ago, so I was still trying to be like adventurous.
Right.
So I was like, sure. And first of all, it's packed, right? There's all these
know.
sweaty, gross people.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
First of
Yeah.
all, it's something they love.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can't even imagine.
like a
Indoor rock
cult.
it's very
Yeah.
cult
Yeah.
vibe. They make you go through a demo with like a person who works there, right? You go through a quick training course, and literally I'm like on the wall, and she's like, the left foot. I move the right foot. She's like, no, the left foot. I'm like, I'm 41.
Oh,
Like,
you're
That's like the documentary, the dude who didn't use a rope. Did you
What?
guys see that?
no.
he just climbs shit.
Dude, he climbed up to a sheet where he's like, I'm going to do this without a rope.
No.
Or
no.
crampons in the thing.
Yeah.
And this I think they studied his brain.
Yeah.
Like he's off.
Yeah.
And then he got to the, I think he says he's on the spectrum because he gets to the top and then he goes, I feel elated. This is
There's no
exhilarating.
emotion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you're
there's
like,
zero.
dude, I know. Wait, we cut you off with the Lewis Black story. Did we cut you off?
Oh, Alaska.
Okay.
Oh, 'cause
Yeah,
two people
Alaska,
walked
because
into
I
it.
had
Sorry.
another Lewis thing too, but I want to hear yours.
Okay, so
which I may not say.
We were we both did great, but it was always kind of cold. Kind of the room was a little bit weird each time. And then on our last night, we had a really good show, both of us. And he bought the audience a round of drinks, and these drinks were called duck farts. And they were
Oh my God.
4 different kinds of shot. And I think he didn't realize that everybody is a bit of a drunk.
Yeah.
Or, dry drunk or wet drunk,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And I think there were maybe 200 people in the audience, maybe.
Wow.
And everybody, I think, probably had 2 shots. They were completely hammered. And at the end, that was his entire check.
Oh
He
my
spent
God.
all the winnings.
No.
Yeah, because when we got back to New York, he had to borrow money for
No.
And I went to Anchorage. I was on my way to Denali, but I spent one night in Anchorage waiting for the train. And I remember it was a roast of Roseanne Barr. So I was like, I want to watch that. And I was in my hotel room, and that was over at like 11:30 p.m. I was like, well, I should go to sleep the train. But the sun was up. It was the summer, right?
Right.
So I looked, I was like, well, that's fucking crazy. I'm in Anchorage. Let's go out. And so I went out on the streets, and it's broad daylight at midnight, and everyone who was normal before was now crooked. It was like the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And that's where what first caught my attention was all these people just laying in the grass and laughing. I was like, well, that's weird.
Whoa, yeah.
And then someone was in the street on the, like, just laughing.
lying there.
And then there was a car that came, and then that's when I was like, what the fuck is happening? And the person in the car goes, they open their door and go, get the fuck out of the road. And then they fell down. It was
David Lynch gone wrong.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
It was nuts. It was so crazy.
That's crazy.
Because I was just trying to go to a corner store and like get a beer or something, which they don't have. Like, you can't just buy beer like that.
Okay.
So then I just went to a bar where a Vietnam vet came up to me. He was in Alaska for a bucket list trip. His friend had terminal cancer.
Oh no.
And the guy goes, how's the trip? He goes, I hate it. I want to go home. He's from Florida. I want to go back to Florida. And I go, what have you done? He goes, we've been whale watching. I go, what kind of whales did you see? He goes, I don't know. Brown ones. I don't think there's
like, what's the brown one?
He showed me Vietnam, like, bullet wounds and all this shit. It was wild.
That sounds like quite the trip.
People are fucking
I feel like this could be
Alaska.
a moth.
Yeah.
This sounds like
There's much
you
more
would
to
sweep
unyarn
the
from
moth.
that.
Yeah, I know. I feel that way.
Now I'd like to sum up America
This really is, I know.
with 2 words: memory foam. And here's why. I hate that so much that is any kind of advertising boost or to anything. Like, where did I sweat last?
Right.
And make a hole.
Yeah.
In the bed, on a pillow. It's fucking disgusting. That's what.
Oh my God.
Now with memory foam and shoes and everything, it's
Lord
so
blows
gross.
every sponsorship we get.
I know.
There
I
goes
was
our
like, what
fucking
about the like?
good
And
night.
Laura takes us through Amsterdam, or no, Ireland. It's like
Laura's Ireland.
Laura's taking us through the glyphs of Moore, sponsored by Memory Foam.
I'm telling you, that could be a thing. So, okay,
It
wait.
is gonna be a
You
thing,
said
yeah.
you did stand up, but then you weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready,
And then you came back to it.
and so I did the
Where
improv
did you go?
thing. I did the improv thing, and I did a solo show. So it was really like I went to the neighborhood playhouse. So I did Coke Free Jap, which was my solo show in New
Wild.
York in the Fringe.
So hold on, wait. So you're going to Edinburgh with a solo show. How many like shows have you produced?
This would be my 3rd solo show. I feel like I didn't do stand up until I was like 38 when I was out here. But I'd had improv and acting and writing, and then I watched my friend just bomb at the improv. Like it was, and then I'm like,
Was it me?
it was. I'm sorry. It was Terry Moratos. And I was just like, I said, I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, come at me.
Oh, name
I'm just gonna
names.
say,
Yeah, that's great.
Let's
Who
just
cares?
name names.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
Tell
don't
the
care.
truth.
But my friend was like teaching a class too. I'm like a class nerd. And so I took Leslie Will's class, and then I just did stand up.
Yeah.
But it was helpful because I feel like I'd had this kid. So I was like, I started when I was pregnant. So I'm like, no one's going to throw a pumpkin at a pregnant woman. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then-
I
Go to
might.
Texas.
Maybe they will. And so then so I found it later, but what was nice is that I felt the improv was helpful.
For sure.
You know.
So when you're like pregnant having a kid, like, is that why you're just like screaming from the inside? You're like, I have to do something,
Yes.
like, and then like stand up as one.
I mean, it literally was like, you're not going to take over. Like you've already been a cock block. Like I've told the story so many times, but like someone's like, do you want to do non-threatening, attractive club patron in Magic Mike?
Yeah.
So I was like, this, and literally the casting director's like, Channing Tatum's going to give you a lap dance.
Wow.
And I was like, and I'd just done my morning pages that day. And I was like, see, I was open.
Yeah.
But I get to the set and they see that I'm 10 weeks pregnant. And the cunt on the headset, the second AD's like, she's not going to be able to get thrown and we're going to need to bump her. And I'm like, how do you know I didn't have a plate of pasta carbonara? Like, how did you know? So she literally was a cock block.
That's
It was
remarkable.
devastating.
You're going
It
to be
was
able to tell that
devastating.
at like the graduation, at the wedding.
Right, I know.
all
She's so
that
sick of it.
shit.
She's like, ew, you're not funny and you need to dermaplane and your pores are big.
Ouch.
Oh,
Wait.
no, she's mean.
Wait, how old? See, that's the thing. That's why I don't want to have kids because they're fucking mean to you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Telling me about
She's
my
not nice.
pores.
No, she's not. She's sweet to everyone, but no, she's horrible to me.
My friend has like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and we were talking just about this, the mean shit that she said. She's like, oh, they call me fat all the time. And she goes, here's the thing. I know, which is heartbreaking. But she goes, the thing they don't know is I'm keeping track of every mean thing they say. Yeah.
You gotta log that in a dossier. I mean, I actually just put codes on everything because she went through my text and she goes through my Instagram and she literally goes, are you stalking him? You're like a stalker. And she was right.
Yeah, she nailed it.
And I was humiliated. I'm like, this was a wake-up call.
That's the one thing. The one thing I think, like, never leave a paper trail.
Never.
I think that's the only thing Donald Trump ever got right.
But, you know,
No paper trail.
No paper trail. I mean, I have to put everything in a safe.
you grew up in Manhattan, right? I feel like that makes a person more savvy about, you know, everything, about performing, about...
I mean, you'd think so.
No,
I mean, I feel like
so.
all I did was just like spend my entire 90s at Limelight with someone doing coke off my like
I remember Limelight. I like that.
Right?
Wait, but
like,
did you go see shows with your parents and all
you know,
that stuff?
I feel like one of the best about my mom is she took me to Broadway shows since I was 4. So I remember seeing like
awesome.
Yul Brynner and The King and I.
Amazing.
And I remember it.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
That's
so yes, I saw a lot. So that was incredible.
Where in the city did you grow up?
Upper East. Which is not
That's
so
right.
cool.
Oh, it
not
isn't?
not so cool.
Oh,
I mean, people. I like keep that on the DL.
Really?
Because the friends who grew up in like the West Village or St. I mean, that's
my favorite restaurant is on the Upper East Side.
Oh, what?
Due. It's on.
My parents go there quite a lot.
I love that place.
Well, we'll all go.
I'm serious.
Then we're gonna. They love Due.
One of the best meals I ever had in my entire life.
Oh my
was,
God.
And I went with my friend who was vegan, and they had a dish for her, but hers was shitty. It was one of the
I'm
best times I was like,
you can't go vegan at Due.
not there.
So,
So, but I did because the place, the endoscopy place where Joan Rivers had her fatal procedure is close to that.
I love this segue. As macabre as that is.
It was a journey. I went and spit on the endoscopy place, and then I went and had lunch at Due.
That is crazy that what happened there. But
I haven't, you know, I'm sorry, I haven't seen you, and I was wondering, when we can cut this out if it's too personal, but I was wondering if you went to Harper Simon's party.
I didn't.
Oh, shoot.
I had, there was something I had to do for my show. I feel like I knew a lot of people who lost their virginity to Harper Simon.
Oh, my.
And made out because he lived in the Apthorpe, which is 79th and Broadway, which is where the only thing, my thing is they were like, why don't you walk on a ledge, Lizzie?
Yeah.
So I would walk on the ledge. I was
the edge of the building.
Yeah, I did weird.
What were you trying to prove?
Exactly. We're going to bring that up in my next EMDR session with my therapist thing. But yeah, no, he was like this very almost Gatsby, like this figure, Harper Simon. Like, there's a few figures in New York that were like
that.
Yeah.
I'm just having flashes of you walking on the edge of a building. Like, that's very Jim Morrison of you. Like, right?
Funny you should say that. I saw the Doors movie twice in the theater. And then my Matt Jones, the guy, was like cheating on my boyfriend with him, like on the roof of the car, and he's like, "I am a wild and free.
I am the Lizard King."
And I was like, "Get down, get down." Yeah.
We had to go to church every Sunday, but it wasn't like that oppressive because it was Methodist, but it was still like fucking you had to get out of bed every Sunday, which was rough. And one time our minister had this, it was don't do drugs sermon, but his whole core of the story was that he saw the Doors' final concert. And even to him as a fan back in the day, it was evident like Jim Morrison was bloated and out of his mind on drugs and sat on the edge of the stage and just stared into oblivion. And that was like the trauma of all the drugs. And I was just sitting in the pew like, that sounds awesome. Like, I can't wait to see the
coolest thing I've ever.
Yeah.
We should all hope to end on the toilet.
Well,
right?
Was that
Elvis? No, I don't know how he died.
Yeah. I feel like he was in a
OD'd.
bathtub or a toilet.
Yeah,
I feel like
either way, if you die in a seated position, fucking good for you, right? Easy on the
life
knees.
was a bonus.
Relaxed, yeah.
How stoic and elegant on some level.
You just kind of keel over. It's the whole. I'm tall, right? So if I just fall over dead, I'm gonna have like a head wound, or I'm gonna knock a vase off, or I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Both of you. I mean,
I know.
It's gonna be clumsy.
Yeah.
It's the only good thing about being Madonna's height is I won't have that much.
Well, no, now she has that new face to soften the blow when she hits the floor.
I know. Every time I bring her up now, everyone's like, "Oh God," you know.
I support it. I like Madonna.
Yeah, but you're the perfect actress height, by the way. You're 5'2", right?
Yeah.
Every actress out here is 5'2".
You have to be small.
Yeah, and every actor is 5'6", but they say they're 5'9".
Right, exactly.
That's why. See, Laura, that's why we're not movie stars. We're too tall.
I know. We'll have to write a movie about us.
Tall people.
Yeah.
Tall people.
From the neck up.
Yeah.
It's not ordinary people.
No.
It's tall people.
Have you ever? Because wait,
sorry,
that's okay.
Do you wear heels?
Funny you should say that. I'm still nursing a really boring knee strain because I was like, I'm gonna get these cork hot. I'm divorced. Let's get out and do it.
Yeah.
not to bring up gymnastics again, but I also feel like my knees aren't.
She's been on a trapeze.
Yeah.
I would find I was 6 all around the city.
Physical
Fine,
superiority.
Guys. No.
Wait, you've been on a trapeze?
Yeah.
Have you done the I swing from the trapeze and grab the other trapeze?
Yes, I did that.
Have you done
but I know the dude grabbed
the
me.
person?
So
I was
he
really
had to,
impressed with that.
Chalk up. That's
up.
making my hands sweat right now.
No, I just broke out into
I
a sweat
can't
because
handle that.
I'm like,
I'm
such a braggart.
But hold on.
Podcast.
Okay. This is one of my biggest fears is because it involves structural failure, which is my biggest fear. But then it's like, I can fuck up my shit all day, right? And I can be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's when someone else fucks up my shit that I'm like livid, right?
Totally. Yes.
So trapeze swing, you're swinging, right? And it's totally that person's decision to when to catch you, right? If they're the receiver trapeze.
Yeah. And hopefully they're a professional instructor, which is what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the fuck do you end up on a trapeze without the professional instructor?
Yeah.
How does that situation come
I don't
out?
know, because you're making it sound like just Lance.
Well,
Wait till you go to Edinburgh and you're
think-
on absinthe, and then you're going to be on a trapeze
I mean,
with
no,
someone
they
you
do it in Ireland. I went to a circus; they have no net. The Europeans are psycho.
Yeah, I
no
love-
net.
Laura's leap of the Edinburgh leads to absinthe.
Every road leads to absinthe with me.
And then fucking Fielding's gonna be there, but Lizzie Brains is gonna kick in and be like, look, I can walk on the side of a building.
Right, look at me. I'm still cool.
But, okay, so I do want to dissect that just for a second. So you're on one trapeze.
We did this for my kid, and they looked at me, and I, of course, I had to be like, I was a gymnast, which I shouldn't have said.
Right.
It's gradations, it's levels. So first you do it, and then you do a backflip into the net. Just
That's the first fucking thing you have to do.
I mean,
Fuck
maybe
off.
the second. I know. And then, of course, my dad's watching, and I feel like Jane Fonda or in on Golden Pond, where she's like, Daddy, I'm gonna do the dive. Right? And I was like, look at me, Dad. But it was like in my mind, so I didn't like have a total aneurysm. And then, but what was cool is I think I was having an out of body experience because I think it was like, I know that I can't completely go to a hospital. There's a net. So what the worst thing that happens is I make a fool of myself.
Sure.
So I see him chalk up. We have the like Matrix Eye of the Tiger
God.
moment. And
he catches your hands or your wrists.
So you have to do it. You have to time it perfectly. So there's this alchemy. So right when he's there, I'm here. It was like this thing where
You just give yourself to him.
you give yourself. It was like a complete surrender. I was like, if only I did this more in my relationship. It was a metaphor.
Yeah, therapies.
I would have grabbed him anywhere I could, like his arms
No,
and neck.
but he has to grab you.
Oh, I see.
So you're just like, you're an
so
activist,
you're like
but
this,
you're lady in
helping.
waiting.
Okay.
And you're just like, hopefully he
No.
does.
You know, like when like a cat falls out of a tree or like a squirrel doesn't make the branch or anything? That's me, like scraping.
I think you could do it.
I think my arms are too long. In fact, I remember telling Fielding, and this is like one of my favorite memories of us first meeting. I was saying, "Yeah, my arms are really long." She goes, "No, they're not." And then I went like this and took my arms out of my sleeve. She goes, "Oh."
It was like a parlor trick. I was like, Jesus, you're so gorgeous swan. I've never seen.
No.
See, that's why I think Laura could be like a dancer.
You were a dancer. I think you were doing Graham technique and Martha Graham in your previous life.
Oh,
Don't-
maybe.
in Paris,
Maybe.
don't you think?
Yeah.
Sure, in a previous life, but definitely not in this
know
one.
so.
I see you as like an indoor smoker in Paris or something.
Yeah.
Like just wearing ballet slippers
Dorothy
around the
Parker.
house.
Yeah, ballet slippers around the house.
Yeah, totally. Wait, did you ever smoke cigarettes, Laura? You never did.
No,
You didn't?
I think I did a little in my 20s because one of my temp jobs was being a telemarketer, and I
same.
pretended to smoke to be next to this guy.
Oh my God.
He would hop out to smoke, and I'd, hey, do you have one?
You're codependent smoker, so like you were, it was like American spirits, and you weren't even inhaling.
Yeah.
What were you selling? As
Oh,
a
geez, I
telemarketer?
did so many things to be next to
I was a
guys.
telemarketer.
I had done that too.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, in high school, I took rifle club to be on the ground next to guys.
What? Okay, wait. Who was the
Jesus?
Can you imagine?
who was the telemarketer? The heartthrob you had to be near.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He had a fake name because he was in a band.
Because
Everybody
he worked
was...
at a telemarketing.
Right, he's
Hello,
like,
no one.
Marvin
We're all running
Jameson.
No, but he was also in a band, I think. His fake name was Dictate.
Oh,
That's
great.
clever.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I
That's
don't
sexy.
think
Look up
I
his
ever-
Twitter handle.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think I ever knew what his real name was.
Because I was a telemarketer also when I was
yeah?
a teenager and stuff, but we were selling long distance, and everybody there was like a coke addict. It was wild.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
because my friend we were teenagers, but she was the one experimenting with stuff. So it was like we worked there for a week, week, and she had everybody ratted out. So, but it was wild. The company changed names like 3 times within a month. I was so
shady. Who knows if it was
so shady.
telemarketer?
But we were I would hang up on people because I felt so bad about interrupting their lives. So I would just immediately hang up on them, which translated to low sales. So then they put me in like the inferior market where you're calling non-English speakers.
Fantastic.
And like poor people. Anyway, that was the best because you couldn't take a lunch break, but you could take a smoke break.
Right. That's so funny.
Everybody was yellow. It was great. Did you ever have any jobs like that?
I did. Well, a really funny job I had was I was like, now I'm tired of being a hostess. I can do more.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like furlough like my acting skills. So I played a fake patient for medical students at Mount Sinai.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
I played Destiny Alexis, was a promiscuous Hispanic asthmatic.
Uh-huh.
And had a real attitude. And also Sarah Edelman, who was going for answers about the breast cancer gene. And the woman came in at the end and goes, hey, let me just a quick note. Just a note. We just need you to be more sad. The news you're getting isn't good. And they're like, if you can cry, you don't have, but just, I don't really believe you.
Uh-huh.
You were so happy.
I was getting paid $16 an hour. And I'm
and
like,
getting notes.
You could tell me my parents died from like Lufthansa. And I was like, I can't cry.
I can't cry either.
I can't cry.
And I remember falling in love with this. Just being so in awe of this woman in this acting class in New York. I was in Gately Pool, and she could cry at the drop of a hat. And I was like, she is so amazing. And I remember we became friends. And at that point, I was like in my 20s, and she said, well, what about your sex life? And I said, I've never had an orgasm. She goes, that's why you can't cry. And that's why you can't. And I was like, what? And she had me convinced that I can't act.
Is this like Nora Desmond who's giving you this acting advice?
This weird est therapy from the 70s.
She had me convinced that I couldn't act because I couldn't have an orgasm. And I was like, oh, that's why I didn't get the wheat check commercial, because I can't come. But she was a crier. I'm sorry to interrupt.
I don't know if I trust people who can cry so easily. I know there are a lot of people who can, but I don't totally trust
it's
those
a weird
people.
mechanism,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to be punched in the back,
right?
Or in the face.
I'd have to be decapitated. Like my liver had to be cut out.
Wait,
like,
what's your medical actress name? Destiny
Alexis.
That's good.
Yeah, and by the way, you would see I'm like, oh, you're going to be an atrocious doctor. Like you did look me in the eye,
God.
and they do this like leading questions, which now it actually I always think about it because they'll be like, so you don't have headaches, right?
Oh,
if they
they prompt you.
It's almost like gaslighting.
That's leading the witness.
It's leading the goddamn witness, and other ones would just be like. Just really present and calm. And I'd be like, can I get their number? Like, I actually would like this gynecologist.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like when a guy says, do you like my big cock? I guess. Yeah.
Do you have another one?
That's leading the witness. Yeah.
Right. And you're like, it's medium. No one's running a Rite Aid for a Magnum. Like, chill out.
Yeah.
I just started looking.
That's what
I'll get back to you.
Dirty talk is just all these rhetorical questions. That's why I hate it, right? Like when people are like, do you talk dirty? I'm like, I don't. It's like, yeah, you're trying to bait the audience.
Yeah. Right?
I don't need feedback. I'm doing great.
I find it confusing, self-congratulatory, leading the witness. And also, I don't know. I know. I feel like it's been
I'm authentically
a long time I like dirty talk.
Yeah.
I feel like he would talk sometimes about tell me what you'd want to do to a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'd be like,
run.
I don't want to share that with you. It's personal. And I actually would rather you were a woman right now.
Right.
Yeah. Watch a porn. You cheap fuck.
Right?
I think I told you this story, but I had sex with this woman who had a truck.
Oh.
And we were outdoors. We were fucking in the truck. But she would only talk to me as the truck. The truck's name was Betsy, and she would say, Betsy, Betsy likes that, or Betsy wants the, you know what I mean?
Is that the last woman you had sex with?
Was it? It actually might have been. I need to think. It may have been. Well, the funny thing was she was not. She was super fun, but she was just wild. It was one weird, crazy night.
Betsy's having a gas leak. Go on.
Betsy needs her belt changed.
Betsy needs a dental dam.
Right? But I broke all the rules. It was like someone I worked with. It was a neighbor. It was all the stuff. She wasn't. I wasn't her boss or anything.
Right.
She was just wild, and she had handcuffs. All this great shit.
Oh my God.
But at the end of it, right in the morning, she gave me the key to the handcuffs. She was like, "Here, keep that." I was like, "Oh wow, what a souvenir!" You know what I mean? And then I left, and on the back of her door hanging was a Ziploc bag of about 20 more copies of the key. There were more. identical copies
That's
of the keys, and that's when I was like, okay, nothing special.
Sounds kind of Jewish.
Betsy's a whore. Yeah,
I know.
Did she have names for everything? I mean, like, and when you're in a bed, would she have a name for a bed?
It was all Betsy. It was just Betsy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Betsy,
Always
Betsy.
Betsy. Yeah, because the sex started in the yard because we were drinking on the porch. That's where. Yeah. So then it was like, I like your truck. Her name's Betsy. Great. And then flash forward or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, it
That's
was crazy.
a fun romp.
But that's when I was like, I'm dealing with a head case because she would just be like, it was like I was fucking the truck.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's weird when you're like, this person actually might be bonkers and the sex isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh,
fucked a guy
yeah.
named Matthew who I found out changed his name to Seven.
Okay.
And I was like,
never.
and I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You know what? You are such a loose cannon weirdo.
That's the best evolution is seeing what happened to the people you had sex with, right? Living long enough that it's like 20 years later, you're like, oh my God.
But
Like,
I just found out someone died of natural causes. And I'm like, then I'm getting old.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He just
Same.
died.
Oh.
And I'm like, John Hoffman.
Mm-hmm. So someone, it was
Not to laugh about. I'm not
yeah, yeah.
laughing.
No. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he did
Death
have
is a celebration.
He did have a life-size Gumby in the corner of his room.
Oh my God.
While you were fucking?
I would see the Gumby.
Wow.
Shaved cock, totally shaved,
Uh-oh.
and Gumby. And
Wow.
I'm like, these things, you're not worth me getting on the 5.
Was Gumby like super hairy?
I'm like, I was in a romper room. I was like, what is
Jeez.
it? I know.
Fielding, I told you about the animation
It's
person.
my favorite story you've ever told me.
I'm not going to say who it is, but I was like,
I was just thinking about that.
I was doing stand up and then I guess it was, booty call. And I thought I was in the wrong place because I saw the backs of 2 people in the window. And I was like, as I got up to the second floor and then I fell backwards down the stairs.
God damn, Laura.
I know all I do. That's becoming like foreplay for me, falling up and down.
I can't come unless I fall down the stairs.
Right? Unless I hurl myself down a staircase, then you can come on my face.
Right?
God.
No wonder you've never had an orgasm. You've never been in like a fire drill.
It's broken.
You do
Laura
a
has to
ladder
run down
59.
But it was so crazy. So I got in there. Well, first of all, he looked out the window and saw me fall down the stairs backwards. And then he goes, are you all right? And I said, yes, I'm all right.
Laura.
And I said, what? I thought maybe I was in the wrong place. And he said, why? And I said, because of the people in the, because I don't know people. Anyway, get in there. And he has life-size count from Sesame Street count.
Oh, the count.
Yeah, the count.
Like
That's right,
the
the
count.
count.
Yeah.
And Miss Piggy sitting together.
What?
Look, but
Yeah.
they're life-size. And my friend Dave was teasing me. I'm going to fuck you 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Like the counting, with the stuff. And I was like, oh my God.
But remember when the count got to his number, he would climax. There was lightning and thunder, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he would get to like 8 would be the number of the day. He'd be like 8.
Oh my
And then,
Sesame
like,
Street Unpacked.
Yeah, and then he would blow
I never
his
thought
load all
about
over.
that. He would blow
Yes.
his wad.
So you are so smart.
Yeah,
He
that's
had a
why-
climax. Wait, when
Daniel
was that?
is a Wikipedia of all things TV and film.
Did you-
Well, you're blowing my mind with the
Oh,
count
sorry.
and
Oh, yeah,
the climax. I
everything.
mean, literally, I'm
But
not
he
gonna be. I'm
did.
not gonna be the same after
I know.
that. Like,
I want to hear
it's
it.
like saying Snuffleupagus wasn't hairy.
He was, right?
Wait a minute.
Well,
crazy.
yeah, well, he's a fucking metaphor. Hello.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
For
well,
what?
he was.
I
he
mean, I'm
was-
on board, but
Well, for his huge trunk, let's start with that.
but he always hung out with Big Bird.
Because he's Big Bird's imaginary friend, i.e., his closeted gay. Hello.
Big
Snuffleup-
Bird's non-binary. Big Bird's gay.
He's non-binary.
No, I'm kidding.
I hate.
No, but Big
I
Bird is
fucking hate
definitely
this century.
gay.
Thank you.
Wait, yeah, Big Bird is closeted, and that's why Snuffy. He's imaginary. The only person who can see Snuffy is Big Bird.
Because of what we thought would happen. One of the topics that I'm really kind of fascinated with is patents. Patent, patents that didn't work, patents that did work. And this I wanted to share. It's called the Electrical Bedbug Exterminator patent. It was a patent that was made in 1898. And I'll just read this real quick. This invention relates to bedbug exterminators, and it consists of electrical devices applied to bedsteads in such a manner that currents of electricity will be sent through the bodies of the bugs, which will either kill them or startle them, so they will leave the bedstead. The electrical devices used consist of a battery, induction coil, a switch, and a number of circuits leading to various locations on the bed. Now, what could possibly go wrong with that?
I mean,
Isn't that amazing?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It should, hopefully, like, can you clamp it to your nipples? Like, how does it work?
Let's
Like,
turn this into a BDSM.
there's an
like,
illustration.
kind of thing.
Did you see that?
Oh my God.
There's a dead body.
That's a different one. This is the improved burial case.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, the nature of this invention consists in placing of the lid of the coffin and directly over the face of the body laden therein. God, this language. A square tube which extends the coffin. What is the point?
Because a lot of people were buried alive back then by accident.
Oh my God, yes.
What?
That's
Wait,
what
what do you mean?
Should a person be interned before they die, he can, on recovery to consciousness, ascend from the grave and the coffin by a ladder. And if they can't ascend to the ladder, as illustrated in the photo, they can ring the bell, thereby giving an alarm and thus save himself from premature burial and death.
Fantastic.
Like, how the fuck much of a problem was that?
I know,
Yeah,
but they
like,
used
how
to,
ubiquitous was it?
They used to have bells near where a person was buried, so that they could like ring a bell. If they could like dig themselves out, they'd ring the bell. Like
the fuck?
But maybe what if you couldn't hear the bell?
I don't know.
What if you couldn't afford a bell?
What if the bell stopped working?
Oh my God. Okay, but seriously, like, why couldn't they just wait one more day before they shoved
Right?
your ass in the
I
ground?
guess back
right?
then,
Like,
like that
just-
was in the 1800s.
Is
I
the
guess.
body taking up so much space that you couldn't just like hang on to it? For,
There was
like-
that news story just recently of the lady. It was in a different country, but they were at her funeral and she was knocking on the coffin and they opened it up and she
shit.
crawled out.
Stop it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But then the bitch died like 7 days later.
Right, yeah.
But I'm like,
Which
well, what
is
the
not-
fuck?
Right.
I hope she maximized those 7 days. What if
Yeah.
she just watched like
Like-
The Love Boat again? She finally got to watch. She finally watched the
Right.
last hours. This is fascinating.
If I could do it all over again,
Did
I
you
would
see
do it
this?
with Captain Stubing. Huh?
Right.
He was hot,
and,
though.
And Vicky. Well, Vicky gave the tours.
Oh, I thought she was so cute.
Wasn't she adorable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Method of preserving the dead, and it's just how to keep the dead body like maintained. And you'll note there's just a head in a box,
Wow.
but you're supposed to fill it with water.
I think that's a hair treatment I used to get to straighten it. And because Larry would be like, that's the chemicals they use on dead people.
Oh, wow.
It is.
It would straighten. And when I would, being like my own like anti-Semitic beauty tirade, like, let's take the curls out. But
So
yeah.
it's like an embalming fluid?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
exactly.
We used to, my friend Otter and I were trying to think of themes for like a really fun funeral parlor, and was like, come get bombed at the bar, like, things like that.
That's really adorable.
Yeah, like your body is somebody to us.
Oh,
Yeah, we were doing that
Daniel,
all the time.
That's
crushing
that would be
it.
a good
Yeah.
thing to make it fun.
I forgot the other one. It was good though. Okay, I don't want to out you, but I just saw your cell phone case, and I think it has mouse ears on
Yes.
it. Are they Mickey Mouse ears?
Maybe.
Or are they Disney ears?
Well, I think just general glittery mouse ears.
Okay. Are you a Disney person?
No.
Oh, you're not.
Taking my ungrateful kid rowboating, and she's like, this sucks. Like, get me off this fucking boat. So I'm like,
That's funny.
bait and switch. So I was like, let's go to Koreatown and just buy shit.
Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
one
they
of our
have such
best
cute things.
afternoons.
Absolutely.
And she's like, Mommy, I think you should have this case.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So everyone, it's a real conversation starter.
Did you-
So it's like, I've got ears on you. Like it.
I
It's
thought
like-
that was cute too. I noticed that.
So
Yeah.
you're not
We should all go.
a Disney fan. You're just cultural appropriating Korean. I live
I'm
in-
just a glitter person as my stripper tits.
Well, I live in Thai Town, and so
Okay.
just above K Town. And did you go to the mall where they have like the Daiso
Yeah.
and all that stuff? So we have to go. They have an arcade.
I love an arcade.
Yes, and there's a bar in the arcade.
No way.
And a bowling alley and a karaoke place.
I'm
No.
obsessed with arcades.
It's a fun-
I mean, I have the highest score at the Tipperary, a hair salon in
Whoa.
Pac-Man. Thank you.
What the fuck?
Good Lord.
Wait, what's
You can
your
cut that part out.
No.
No.
What's your no? What's your go-to? What do you?
I mean, in
saying?
Pac-Man.
That's going on my
I
bio.
see. Gotcha.
How, my
I mean, I
friend-
think I had 7,000. I mean,
Really?
Wow.
yeah.
That's incredible.
What do you like to play at the arcade?
Mine. Oh, so I just anything racing.
Oh.
I did the Fast and the Furious, and they have a Malibu edition, and I killed like 100 people. I was never on the
Whoa.
road. Yeah. it was-
Wow.
But the best
That's
thing
amazing.
about next time you go with your daughter,
Yeah.
do you ever have Korean shaved ice?
No.
Have you ever had it?
But she loves ice.
Holy shit! And so that's what it is. It's like
Oh.
well, you pick your flavor. You can be strawberry, mango, like or chocolatey kind of stuff. So it's that on ice, which sounds super
Oh.
gross.
No.
It is amazing.
It sounds delish.
Take
so
your
just
kid
to
there.
the
Yeah,
Korean shaved ice. Okay.
It's fucking delicious.
Thank you.
Or somi somi, which is ice cream, and then they shove a fish shaped cookie in it,
Jesus.
and you're supposed to eat it with the fish.
Oh, that's adorable.
That's
Yeah,
so
I'll thank you,
so
Laura.
So me.
That's what I said. Thank you. I said, "Sell me,
two
sell
of
me,
you.
sell me." I said that.
Yeah.
I need a drink to bear any more of these puns.
Amaretto a round of amaretto sours.
You guys, because we were talking about artists earlier and how people are philanthropists, there is an amazing organization, and it's NIAD, which stands for Nurturing Independence Through Artistic Development, and you can buy amazing art at NIADart.org. I bought a lot of paintings and a few sketches, a little sculpture from them, and you're helping disabled artists, and also you have a piece of art.
You have great taste in art.
You really do.
We're in Laura's house, and every room is
it's exquisite.
Festooned.
Just the color. I know.
Yeah.
Well, that has a lot to do with NIAD. NIADart.org.
Look at that goddamn segue.
Yeah, you will love it. You will love. You will
no,
love
it's a great organization.
Well, Laura paints too. I paint. Are you artistic?
I don't paint. I mean, hello.
Well, so does Laura.
I mean, I collect stickers.
That's I do too.
I do go to Sticker Planet in the Grove.
No, that's a thing.
Sticker Planet.
So I did a podcast.
Here
I
we
did
go.
Jackie Cation's podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm so obsessed with stickers. I go, but Jackie, somebody else has done stickers. And she's like, are you insane? And she literally was like, can you save her for the podcast?
Yeah.
Nobody has done stickers here. No.
I have a bunch from the 80s.
Yeah, me too.
Like, do you remember like the Troll and Scholastic Schoolbook stuff?
Yes.
And you could just order stickers.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of those. I have Zoobly Zoo stickers.
Oh my God,
I
you
know.
do.
My
I have
mom
scratch
loves
and
stickers.
sniff puffy
Really?
stickers.
My mom put stickers all over everything.
What
All
kind?
my cards and everything. Little cats and little dogs.
I can't send a letter without a sticker on it.
So sorry to go back to, have you been to Daiso, the Japanese dollar store?
No.
Well, first of all, everything's
that's perfect place to go.
It's
really?
so fun, but it's not $1. Everything's $1.75.
Right, of course.
But have you seen their stickers? They're so
They
good.
do?
Yeah.
they have
Okay, I have to
stuff
text
there.
you
Puffy
after this.
stickers.
All I want is a puffy sticker and just a working drummer boyfriend.
So
That's all I want in life.
That's the oldest
That's all
joke
I
in the
want.
world. What does every drummer say to his girlfriend in the morning? Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after work. I always wanted.
That's awesome.
I love that joke.
Love it.
That's perfect.
That's your
awesome.
type. You're a Travis Barker. You want?
No, I don't like Travis Barker.
Oh, okay.
But
You're a Mick Fleetwood. Those are the only two drummers I know.
I mean, I would take a graphic designer with like a meth addicted step kid at this point in life. Yes. I mean, no,
'Cause
I
that's
mean,
a
I think
job-
I bring up drummers a lot just because it actually is a whole section of my show because that's all I did like when I was in New York was
Sure.
just drummer. But
They're always the best looking.
But they
Yeah,
weren't
they're
even
hot.
in backup. They weren't even the backup drummer for like a bar mitzvah cover band. Like this
Yeah.
wasn't even a real drummer.
But drumming is hot. It's
no,
very
drummer's
butch.
hot. I think it's more like balding character actors. I still seem to be circling all around.
Wow, really?
It's really
Paul
embarrassing.
Giamatti.
Wait a second.
Wait a
Call
second.
that
Hello.
guy.
Stanley Tucci.
Is that really?
No,
you?
no.
Okay.
But
You know, drummers are hot unless they're practicing in front of you while they're driving an Uber.
that's awesome.
Did we talk about this, Daniel?
No, but-
Okay. There was somebody. I guess it was an Uber, and this guy had drumsticks, and he was driving and with a drumstick, hitting the dash of his car, like keeping a beat or whatever, like
Was that
just
the-
to let us know that he's a drummer.
Right, of course.
Was that the meth addicted son of the graphic
Yeah.
designer you were talking
Look
about?
at that goddamn callback.
I just tried.
Oh my god.
I
That's
always-
like him being like, let me just do the like stage directions of my screenplay while I drive you to Echo Park. Like, shut the fuck up.
That's my favorite thing about, and I only
Exactly.
Right?
I only notice it in LA where you're in an Uber and they're playing a song you've never heard before, and I'm like, this is their music. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
of
where they're
course,
trying
of
to like
course.
audition themselves, things like that.
Right.
Back to the like, I guess your type.
Right.
Your,
Okay,
If,
okay.
if we're going with the Stanley Tucci that era, even though we're
The
not him.
balding, sober character actor.
Ian Ziering from
was my crush.
90210. Yes.
He was my crush.
Yes.
No.
He's so
I came
hot.
out here in the summer before, like, I guess after freshman year in college, and I was like, I just want to see Steve Sanders.
Yeah, I got your number.
And people,
yeah.
that's crazy because I did have that fucked kind of frat boy.
But he's
type.
hot. Yeah.
We're in
even
a
now.
teenage bedroom right now. In 1990?
Yes.
93.
Okay.
I mean,
He was
that's
hot.
no, he's psychic.
I know.
Oh.
Well,
What-
Daniel
What's
knows
going?
everything.
I'm actually freaked
knows
out by
it.
you.
I'm
He
TV
knows
psychic.
everything.
You're
He's
a
unbelievable.
prophet.
He's
I'm
like
TV
Garrett
psychic.
too. Like Garrett, like
Right.
yeah.
It's
You
that
just-
Texas.
No.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a Texas.
Is that a Texas thing?
You're the smartest Texans
The Texas
on the
heat
planet.
fries your brain into another level of frequency. Yeah, it's not Nirvana, but it still is antisocial.
My college
as well.
boyfriend was from Houston, so I
So
spent
see
some
what
time
I'm
in
saying.
Texas. I do know what you're
I just
saying.
rewatched a lot of 90210 first season.
I'm going to call it
Okay.
the Temple of Minute Detail. That's what you guys
That's amazing.
worship.
That's a great title.
Temple of Minute
New
Detail.
Detail.
Hymned.
Are you doing a haiku
I
in
was
front of us?
No, no, I can't count that high.
But
it-
you do love the count.
I did. Is what if I,
1, 2,
2, 3, thunder and lightning, climax.
that's how I'm gonna orgasm the next
Climax, I
time.
like
I know, right?
That's
I
what-
know.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
that's
say,
how the next orgasm we all have. We just
Uh-huh.
have to start shouting the count.
Well,
We'd
except,
be
but,
about the three of us be in bed together.
I know, but if Laura can't
Hopefully.
orgasm, she just keeps counting.
Right.
I love that. No, we just have to find
Well,
a
actually,
flight
I
of stairs.
I can now that Garrett's in the room.
We missed you, Garu. We missed
Garus.
you. There were all kinds of things we didn't know, and we needed the heterosexual
Yeah.
voice of reason.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you that. We just need something close.
Yeah.
See?
Garrett's the best.
So when do you ship out?
I ship out July 29th, and then I'm giving myself a couple days just to the circadian rhythms, the sleep, not be a total narcissist, be like, let me support other shows and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then 3rd through the 13th.
So, Fielding, tell us the exact day of your first show and where it is exactly, so people know what.
That's so
venue.
kind. I really appreciate you
No,
guys.
this is
So
amazing.
preview August 3rd in the meeting room with just the tonic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to run through August 13th. And it's
Awesome.
7:00.
Feeling
So get your
Edinburgh.
late afternoon snack. You can still hit the. I don't even know where the fuck people go.
pub. I don't know. What do
the
people
court, the
do?
fourth
Yeah.
bridge. I don't know
Yeah.
where the fuck people go.
That's
but
a
yeah.
thing.
Have you seen the place? I mean, is it on the website of what it looks like?
Yeah, I saw it. So that's why I gave myself some kind of very kind of interesting rooms to mimic that room because it almost looks like a conference room at Deloitte and Touche. I
Yeah,
feel like it's
totally.
very bare bones. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I'm
Just bring some,
psyched.
get some clamp lights
Yeah.
and a very fancy shower curtain that can go a long way.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Just dress it up.
Maybe.
What?
And my iPhone case.
Yeah.
Just hold up my iPhone case. Be like, this isn't Disney.
This
This isn't Disney.
Brand
I'm
placing.
talking about the performance space. Or
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
what-
very bare bones.
I know, but what about what did you mean about a shower?
You can either hang it up as a curtain or you can wrap
yeah.
a body in it.
Just-
It depends on how the show goes.
Oh.
If someone buries me alive,
Yeah.
if I get buried alive and it just is like, what? This New York Jew,
Yeah.
no thank you.
Well,
We'll send a bell so
Yeah.
you can put it out
Can
there
you send
outside
me
of
a
the theater.
goddamn bell? So I'm like, just get me out of here. Laura, come rescue me. This is like, I'm going to blow my brains out. Give me a fucking bell.
buried
Oh, we have
alive.
to rescue.
That was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna be WhatsApping you. Are you kidding?
wish
You're
to
the one I
God-
called you from Atlanta. I was like, I'm gonna kill. I did a 30-minute set at a bachelorette bridal party
Yikes.
of just in the mid afternoon.
Oh my
and they
God.
all nobody heard a word I said,
No.
and it was
Oh, they're
40.
awful.
It was 30 minutes. So 22 minutes. I got the light, and I was like, I'm just gonna
End
end it right now,
Yeah.
and then slip my
Well,
own
how
throat.
many how many people were in the party, watching you?
It was just it's just they
Like a
all,
lot of people.
Yeah, and and by the way, I hate producers who there was she did 20 at the top, then it was another 25,
Too
then
much.
30,
It's too much.
then I'm supposed to do 40.
Too
no.
much.
And by the way, I get on stage, nobody likes me.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, you
no,
know when
they're
you just
done.
yeah,
They've watched an
I mean,
hour
I was
comedy.
done.
Yeah.
I know.
They've had their wine spritzers, and now it's time to move on to
They've
something
had the
stronger.
Kir Royale,
oh my
and
Christ.
I'm
People
just
don't
gonna
understand.
drown
It's too
myself
much.
in a
And I don't-
soaking tub.
I don't know
Any
if
kind
this
of bachelor party, bachelorette parties, they're all awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
My friends were having an anniversary party, right? They rented a house and all the friends were there. It was like a friend anniversary,
Yeah.
which is always a sign that the marriage is in trouble. And then the other thing was they were like, we want you to do a set. And I was like, fucking no. Like, y'all know
You're
that-
our
Say
funny-
no? Were you-
No, I did it.
You're our funny friend.
Yeah,
Right.
it was so weird. I was like, wow,
I
y'all
mean, can we
really
give you Venmo you $50? Are you okay? with
not
that?
even. It was just, it was so
What?
crazy.
How?
I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, I couldn't imagine that their relationship was so bad that they needed my support. Do you know what I mean? Like, you were leaning on me for that shit.
God.
But
It was
yeah,
terrible.
I did it.
Yeah.
fielding Edlow has been a joy to be with. She'll be a joy again.
Best day of my summer. Thanks, everyone.
This was amazing.
This was so
Talk
fun.
about summer.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so but people can see you. Edinburgh, you said the 3rd through the 13th?
3rd through the 13th. I have one more date
of August, by
July.
the way.
Well, this will be out by then. Doesn't matter. But yeah, and then hopefully I bring it back here. But I might just be in a coffin with a bell.
Ring that bell. We'll be like, what's that sound? Be like, I think lunch is ready.
It's coming from Cork or Worcestershire. There's some bells coming from.
Laura and I are just
Oh my
eating
God.
feed.
I love you guys. Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for having
coming.
me.
That was so much fun. Good to see you.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.